Title: The Last Game. It was a crisp autumn evening when a group of 5 curious teens, Mia, Jake, Sarah, Tom, and Lily, gathered at Mia's house for a sleepover. Stories of the supernatural were always a favorite topic, and that night, the conversation drifted toward the infamous Ouija board. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls as Mia suggested they give it a try, intrigued by the thrill of the unknown. While the others exchanged nervous glances and hesitant giggles, Mia dug out an old Ouija board from her attic, dusting off the cobwebs that clung to it. "Come on, it'll be fun," she insisted, her excitement contagious. Reluctantly, the group agreed, each taking a seat around the board, their hearts racing with a mix of fear and thrill. As they placed their fingers on the planchette, Mia led the group in a chant, asking if any spirits were present. The atmosphere in the room shifted, the air grew heavy and a silence fell over them. For a moment, nothing happened. Just as the group began to relax, the planchette moved slowly across the board to spell out a single word: help. The laughter faded, replaced by an unsettling tension. "Is this a joke?" Jake asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The others stared wide-eyed at each other, unsure of what to do next. But Mia, emboldened by curiosity, urged them to continue. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. The planchette moved again, spelling out Lucy. The teens exchanged glances, a mix of intrigue and dread washing over them. They had heard tales of a girl named Lucy who had gone missing in their town years ago, her fate unknown. "Lucy, how can we help you?" Lily asked, her voice shaking. The planchette jerked and moved to spell, "Find me." The tension thickened, and a chill swept through the room, extinguishing the candle's flickering flame. Darkness enveloped them, and the only sound was their shallow breathing. "Okay, this is too much," Sarah protested, pulling her hands away. But the others were captivated, caught in a web of fear and fascination. They pressed on, desperate to uncover the mystery. "Where are you, Lucy?" Tom asked, his heart pounding. The board responded with a series of frantic movements, spelling out, "Near." Confused but curious, Mia suggested they search the nearby woods where Lucy was last seen. The thrill of adventure was too enticing to resist, and they decided to grab flashlights and head out into the night. The woods loomed dark and foreboding as they made their way through the underbrush, their flashlights cutting through the thick darkness. The tension was palpable, and every rustle in the bushes sent shivers down their spines. They followed the board's instructions, guided by an unseen force. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon an old, decrepit cabin hidden among the trees. Its windows were shattered, and the door hung precariously on its hinges. The group hesitated, fear creeping in, but curiosity drove them forward. "This has to be it," Mia said, her voice barely above a whisper. Inside, the air was stale, and the floor creaked beneath their feet. As they explored the dark corners of the cabin, a sudden chill enveloped them. The flashlights flickered, and an eerie whisper echoed through the room. "Help me. Find me." Panic set in, and they turned to leave, but the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. The walls seemed to close in, and shadows danced wildly in the flickering light. "Lucy, is that you?" Jake shouted, desperation in his voice. The planchette, still held by Mia in her pocket, began to vibrate violently. It slipped from her grasp, flying across the room to land on the old table, spelling out, "Trapped." The group gasped, understanding dawning on them. Lucy wasn't just a spirit seeking help, she was a warning. Suddenly, the temperature plummeted, and a figure emerged from the shadows, translucent and ghostly. It was Lucy, her eyes wide with sorrow and desperation. "You must leave before it's too late," she whispered, her voice echoing in their minds. In a panic, Tom rushed to the door, throwing his weight against it. It creaked open as if released from an unseen grip, and the group bolted outside, adrenaline fueling their escape. They didn't stop running until they reached the safety of the streetlights back home. Breathless and shaken, they vowed never to speak of that night again. The Ouija board was buried deep in the ground, a forgotten relic of their youthful curiosity. But as they lay in bed, hearts still racing, they couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't alone. In the silence of the night, a whisper floated through the darkness, soft yet urgent. "Help me. Find me." The game was far from over, and Lucy was still waiting,